Imagine a file, unearthed from the depths of a Russian archive, detailing experiments so mind-bending they redefine what's possible. What if these Russian files held proof that reality isn't fixed, but fluid, a construct we've all been subtly programmed to believe? This isn't just about Cold War secrets or government conspiracies. It's about the very fabric of your existence, and whether you're living in a world designed by someone else. We exist within reality, walls, invisible barriers built from societal expectations, cultural norms, and the constant barrage of information that shapes our perceptions. These walls dictate what we believe is possible, limiting our potential and keeping us tethered to a predetermined script. Consider the ingrained idea that success equates to climbing a corporate ladder, or the belief that happiness lies in material possessions. These aren't inherent truths. They're carefully constructed walls that confine our thinking and stifle our true potential. We blindly accept the notion that time is linear or that competition is necessary, never questioning the foundations upon which our lives are built. But what if the Russian files contain the blueprints to dismantle these walls? What if, hidden within these documents, were the literal files discovered in some forgotten archive, or a metaphor for suppressed knowledge or techniques that expose the cracks in our perceived reality, offering a glimpse beyond the veil? These files become a symbol for the hidden knowledge, a key to unlock the door to a wider, more expansive understanding of existence. This brings us to a crucial question. Are you a passive resident within someone else's meticulously designed world, or are you ready to become the architect of your own reality? To design and construct the life your intuition is calling you toward, to build and create something that has meaning and substance for you and others. The power to shape our existence lies dormant within each of us, waiting to be awakened. The choice is yours, and the Russian files might just be the catalyst you need. These reality walls are not just abstract concepts. They have a profound and direct impact on your well-being, potential, and overall happiness. Consider the limiting belief that I'm not good enough. This single, insidious thought can sabotage relationships, stifle creativity, and prevent you from pursuing your dreams. It can manifest as anxiety, depression, and a persistent feeling of unfulfillment. These walls manifest as self-doubt, fear of failure, and the agonizing feeling of living a life that doesn't align with your true self. But these walls extend far beyond the individual, permeating our societies and contributing to global challenges. The illusion of separation, fostered by these walls, fuels conflict, exacerbates inequality, and drives the unsustainable exploitation of our planet. For example, the belief that one nation's interests are inherently superior to others can lead to war and oppression. The fallacy of endless growth on a finite planet drives environmental destruction, pushing us toward ecological collapse. Breaking down these walls isn't just about personal liberation. It's about unlocking a deeper understanding of ourselves, the universe, and the profound interconnectedness of all things. Imagine understanding quantum physics, not just as abstract equations, but as a direct reflection of the malleable nature of reality itself. What if these Russian files held not the secrets to controlling others, but the keys to liberating ourselves from self-imposed limitations? What if, as we delve deeper, we discover that the real conspiracy isn't about external forces controlling us, but about our own willingness to accept the limitations we've been conditioned to believe? It's time to begin introducing the theme of personal empowerment and agency. You, as an individual, possess the innate capacity to challenge and dismantle these limiting beliefs, consciously shaping your experience of reality. It demands courage to question the accepted narrative, to confront uncomfortable truths, and to step outside the carefully constructed comfort zone. You can choose to remain within the confines of your perceived limitations, or you can step into the boundless expanse of your true potential, designing a life of purpose, meaning, and authentic expression. The control of information to shape public perception is a tactic as old as civilization itself. Throughout history, governments and institutions have wielded propaganda, censorship, and controlled narratives to maintain their power and influence. From the carefully crafted messages of wartime posters to the pervasive censorship in totalitarian regimes, history is rife with examples of manipulation. But it's not just about blatant lies. It's about subtly shaping the narrative, selectively presenting information, and controlling the flow of ideas to reinforce existing power structures. This has happened across various forms of information transmission and is not new. Reality walls also foster a false sense of separation between individuals, cultures, and even humanity and nature. This illusion lies at the heart of much of the suffering in the world. Ancient spiritual traditions echo this understanding. Buddhism speaks of the interconnectedness of all beings, while Hinduism proclaims the unity of Atman, the individual soul, with Brahman, the ultimate reality. We are all waves in the same ocean, connected by an underlying current of consciousness, yet we often perceive ourselves as isolated entities, leading to division, conflict, and a profound sense of alienation. Quantum physics offers a compelling counterpoint to the idea of a fixed, objective reality. Concepts like the observer effect, where the act of observation influences the outcome of an experiment, and wave-particle duality, which suggests that particles can exist as both waves and particles simultaneously, challenge our conventional understanding of the universe. If the act of observation can change reality, what does that say about the power of our awareness? Perhaps consciousness isn't just a byproduct of the universe. Perhaps it's a fundamental force that shapes it. Quantum physics is a useful analogy to understand that there is more to reality than we are consciously aware of. The basic cycle through which this manipulation occurs involves the initial presentation of information, often through trusted sources like media or education. This information is then used to construct and reinforce reality walls, shaping our beliefs and perceptions. Over time, however, cracks begin to appear in these walls, often triggered by personal experiences, challenging information, or a growing sense of unease. When these cracks appear, individuals can choose to undertake a process of personal deconstruction, questioning their assumptions and dismantling their limiting beliefs. Finally, they can rebuild a conscious reality, grounded in their own values, experiences, and understanding. But if these reality walls are indeed constructed, who are the architects? What are their motivations, and what tools do they employ? What if the Russian files contain not only evidence of these manipulations, but also methods to break free from them? What if our perceived limitations are merely illusions, carefully crafted to keep us in a state of perpetual slumber? The Russian files hint at technologies and techniques that could shatter our perception of reality. They whisper of sensory deprivation experiments, altered states of consciousness, and the manipulation of electromagnetic fields to influence brain activity. Are these files evidence of a deliberate attempt to control our minds, or do they hold the key to unlocking our true potential? The possibility of hacking into reality is not out of the realm of possibility. But what if the cracks are already appearing? What if the Russian files are not just a collection of isolated documents, but a symptom of a larger shift in consciousness, a collective awakening that's sweeping across the planet? Even the most impenetrable walls can be breached, and even the most deeply ingrained beliefs can be questioned. Over the course of this video, we will explore specific techniques to identify and dismantle your own reality walls, offering practical tools and exercises to reclaim your power and shape your own destiny. We will also delve into ancient wisdom and cutting-edge science, drawing upon spiritual teachings, psychological insights, and quantum physics to understand the true nature of reality, and how to turn your understanding into a tangible, beneficial reality for yourself and others. Within the labyrinthine corridors of the Russian files, whispers of clandestine experiments echo through the decades, revealing techniques designed to manipulate not just behavior, but the very fabric of perception itself. Imagine documented protocols outlining the strategic use of sensory deprivation, plunging subjects into the inky blackness of isolation chambers, stripping away external stimuli to amplify suggestibility. Or perhaps accounts of subliminal messaging campaigns, embedding carefully crafted symbols and phrases within films and music, designed to bypass conscious awareness and implant suggestions directly into the subconscious mind. These techniques, as revealed in the files, go beyond simple propaganda. They represent a concerted effort to engineer emotional and cognitive responses. The underlying principles are rooted in a deep understanding of human psychology. Sensory deprivation, for instance, exploits the brain's need for constant stimulation. When deprived of external input, the mind becomes more pliable, more susceptible to suggestion. Subliminal messaging, on the other hand, leverages the power of the subconscious mind, bypassing critical thinking and planting seeds of belief that can influence behavior without conscious awareness. These techniques prey on our inherent cognitive biases and emotional vulnerabilities, subtly shaping our perceptions and beliefs. Imagine the power of light and sound frequencies engineered to induce specific emotional states, effectively hijacking an individual's emotional responses. But these techniques aren't confined to dusty archives or historical footnotes. They've evolved, adapted, and infiltrated the modern world. While the Russian files may detail historical applications, the core principles are alive and well in contemporary advertising, political campaigns, and even social media algorithms. We're constantly bombarded with information designed to influence our choices, shape our opinions, and ultimately control our behavior. Perhaps the most unsettling revelation within these files is the suggestion that the intent behind such manipulation wasn't always malicious. Instead, these tactics were often framed as necessary tools for national security or maintaining social order. A chilling reminder of how easily even the most insidious techniques can be justified in the name of the greater good. Now, shift your gaze from Cold War intrigue to the digital landscape of today, where information warfare plays out on a global scale. Social media algorithms, designed to connect us, have inadvertently become powerful tools of control. These algorithms curate our online experiences, creating filter bubbles and echo chambers that reinforce our existing beliefs and limit our exposure to alternative perspectives. You're presented with a carefully selected stream of information tailored to confirm what you already believe, solidifying your existing reality walls. Consider the implications. Algorithms designed to show you more of what you already agree with, creating a self-reinforcing loop that makes it increasingly difficult to step outside your own bubble and consider opposing viewpoints. Targeted advertising takes this manipulation a step further, using sophisticated psychological profiling to exploit individual vulnerabilities and manipulate consumer behavior. Every click, every search, every like is analyzed, creating a detailed psychological profile that advertisers can use to target you with personalized messages designed to trigger specific emotions and influence your purchasing decisions. Mainstream media narratives, often driven by political agendas or corporate interests, further contribute to this landscape of information control, selectively presenting information to shape public opinion and maintain the status quo. What are the ethical implications of these techniques? How do we navigate a world where our perceptions are constantly being shaped and manipulated by forces beyond our control? These forces exploit the inherent flaws in human thinking known as cognitive biases. These biases are mental shortcuts that our brains use to simplify complex information, but they can also lead to systematic errors in judgment and decision-making. One of the most pervasive is confirmation bias, the tendency to seek out information that confirms our existing beliefs while ignoring or downplaying contradictory evidence. This bias makes it incredibly difficult to challenge our own assumptions and consider alternative perspectives. Another is the Dunning-Kruger effect, a cognitive bias in which people with low ability, expertise, or experience regarding a certain type of task or area of knowledge tend to overestimate their ability or knowledge. And then there's the availability heuristic, which leads us to overestimate the likelihood of events that are easily recalled, often because they are particularly vivid or recent. Imagine the combined effect of these biases. Confirmation bias driving you to consume information that reinforces your existing beliefs, the Dunning-Kruger effect blinding you to your own ignorance, and the availability heuristic leading you to overestimate the likelihood of rare but sensational events. These biases distort our perception of reality, making it difficult to challenge our beliefs and opening us up to manipulation. Consider how confirmation bias leads us to selectively consume information that reinforces our existing viewpoints, creating a distorted picture of reality. Think of it like wearing a pair of tinted glasses that only allow you to see the world in one color. How can you ever hope to see the full spectrum of reality if you're only exposed to information that confirms your existing biases? Reflect on the techniques outlined in the Russian files and consider how they might exploit these cognitive biases. Sensory deprivation could amplify suggestibility by weakening our critical thinking abilities, while subliminal messaging could bypass our conscious awareness and plant suggestions directly into our subconscious minds. The modern information landscape uses similar techniques to manipulate your behavior. By understanding these biases, we can begin to recognize their influence and take steps to mitigate their effects. This brings us to a fundamental question. Can we ever truly be objective observers of reality? Is it possible to shed our biases, detach ourselves from our personal experiences, and perceive the world with complete impartiality? The answer, it seems, is a resounding no. Our personal experiences, cultural conditioning, and emotional states inevitably shape our perceptions, coloring our interpretations and influencing our judgments. Even the most rigorous scientific inquiry is subject to the biases of the researchers conducting it. Each of us experiences the world through our own unique lens, creating a subjective reality that is shaped by our individual perspectives. Two people can witness the same event and have completely different interpretations based on their own biases and experiences, a testament to the inherently subjective nature of reality. This subjectivity reinforces the illusion of separation. If we believe that our perception of reality is objective, then we're more likely to see those who disagree with us as wrong or misguided, creating a sense of division and conflict. When we recognize that everyone experiences the world through their own unique lens, we can begin to cultivate empathy, understanding, and compassion. Consider the ramifications. Our belief in objectivity reinforces the idea that we are separate from each other and from the world around us, perpetuating the very reality walls we seek to dismantle. But if objectivity is an illusion, then what? Does that mean that reality is entirely arbitrary, that anything goes? Not necessarily. It means that we have a responsibility to be aware of our own biases, to question our assumptions, and to actively seek out alternative perspectives. It also means that we have the power to reframe our experiences, to challenge limiting beliefs, and to create new possibilities. Reframing involves looking at a situation from a different perspective, questioning underlying assumptions, and identifying alternative interpretations. Instead of seeing a failure as a sign of inadequacy, reframe it as an opportunity for learning and growth, turning a perceived setback into a valuable lesson. Reframing isn't about denying reality or pretending that everything is perfect. It's about consciously choosing how to interpret it, recognizing that our perceptions are not fixed, but malleable. Think about this practically. Instead of dwelling on negative emotions, consciously reframe them as signals that something needs to change. See anger as a sign that a boundary has been crossed, or anxiety as a call to prepare for a challenge. Recognize that you have the power to choose your response, shifting your perspective from victim to creator. These deliberate perspective shifts can create cracks in the wall, moments of awakening that challenge our existing beliefs and open us up to new possibilities. These moments can be triggered by a variety of factors, such as unexpected events, profound experiences, or encounters with alternative perspectives. A near-death experience, for example, can shatter a person's belief in the finality of death, opening them up to new spiritual perspectives and dismantling long-held assumptions about the nature of reality. Encountering a radically different culture can challenge our ethnocentric biases, forcing us to question our own values and beliefs. These cracks can be unsettling or disorienting, but they can also be incredibly liberating, allowing us to see the world with fresh eyes. Perhaps the release of the Russian files, whether a literal event or a metaphorical representation of suppressed knowledge, could serve as just such a catalyst, sparking a larger shift in consciousness and prompting a collective reevaluation of our beliefs. As these cracks appear, they can be unsettling but hold enormous potential. This brings us to the heart of the matter, the question of personal empowerment. We've explored the techniques of manipulation, the power of cognitive biases, and the illusion of objectivity. But what can we do to reclaim our power and break free from these limiting reality walls? Just as Neo learned to manipulate the code of the Matrix, we can learn to reprogram our own minds and shape our own experiences. This waking up is not a passive process. It requires active participation, a willingness to question our own beliefs, and a commitment to living consciously. We must become the architects of our own reality, consciously choosing the thoughts, feelings, and actions that align with our desired outcomes. If you align yourself with your desires, you can manifest the reality you are seeking. In the next section, we will explore the specific tools and techniques you can use to reclaim your personal power, dismantle your own reality walls, and begin creating the life you truly desire. The Russian files, whether a literal trove of secrets or a symbol of hidden knowledge, serve as a stark reminder that reality is not a fixed, immutable entity, but a fluid, ever-shifting construct, molded by perception and shaped by belief. The revelation, then, isn't simply that we're being manipulated, but that we possess the inherent capacity to reclaim our agency, to become conscious architects of our own experience. Just as a quantum particle exists in a superposition of states until observed, our beliefs collapse the infinite possibilities of reality into a singular, defined form. By consciously choosing our beliefs, we influence the very fabric of our existence, actively participating in the unfolding of our personal universe. The tools of manipulation, once used to control, can be turned inward, becoming instruments of self-mastery and transformation. This understanding allows us to break the cycle of manipulation, moving beyond passive acceptance toward active creation. Instead of blindly accepting the narratives imposed upon us, we can engage in personal deconstruction, dismantling the limiting beliefs that hold us captive. This deconstruction isn't an act of nihilism or despair. It's a necessary step toward rebuilding a conscious reality, one that aligns with our authentic values and aspirations. To embrace the role of the architect is to accept the profound responsibility that comes with wielding such power. It's not about escaping reality, retreating into a fantasy world of our own making, but about consciously designing a more fulfilling and meaningful experience within the context of the world around us. Consider, for example, building a reality based on compassion, choosing to see the humanity in others, even those with whom we disagree. Or perhaps building a reality based on creativity, embracing the power of imagination and self-expression to enrich our lives and the lives of those around us. The act of breaking down reality walls isn't merely a personal endeavor. It has a ripple effect, radiating outward to transform the world around us. A more conscious and compassionate individual contributes to a more conscious and compassionate society, creating a positive feedback loop that amplifies the potential for collective awakening. Addressing global challenges requires a shift in consciousness, a recognition of our interconnectedness, and a willingness to collaborate across perceived boundaries. As these walls crumble, the illusion of separation dissolves, revealing the underlying unity that connects us all. This sense of oneness, echoed in spiritual traditions across the globe, transcends political ideologies, cultural differences, and personal beliefs, reminding us that we are all part of a single, interconnected web of life. The Russian files, in this context, are not a cause for fear or paranoia, but a call to question everything. They urge us to seek out hidden knowledge, to challenge conventional beliefs, and to cultivate critical thinking skills. Understanding the methods of manipulation makes us less susceptible to them, empowering us to navigate the complexities of the modern world with greater awareness and discernment. Remember, reality hacking should not focus on attempting to control other individuals, but be channeled as methods to master oneself and one's perception. This is about liberation, not domination. The true power lies not in controlling others, but in mastering ourselves. Deconstructing reality walls can be challenging, even frightening. It requires us to confront deeply held beliefs, to question our assumptions, and to step outside our comfort zones. It's okay to feel uncertain or vulnerable as you embark on this journey. The fear of chaos or instability that might arise from questioning deeply held beliefs is natural, but it shouldn't paralyze you. Chaos often precedes creation, and instability can be a catalyst for growth. Embrace the discomfort, knowing that it's a sign that you're pushing beyond your limitations and expanding your horizons. To take charge, create your own reality wall inventory. List your own limiting beliefs, questioning their origin, the evidence supporting them, and their impact on your life. Replace these limiting beliefs with empowering ones based on your values and desires. To maintain awareness and consciously shape your reality, incorporate daily practices like mindfulness meditation, affirmations, gratitude journaling, questioning assumptions, and seeking out diverse perspectives. Dedicate just 15 minutes each day to questioning a single limiting belief, challenging its validity and exploring alternative perspectives. Breaking down reality walls is an ongoing process, a journey of self-discovery, not a one-time event. Be patient with yourself, celebrate small victories, and remember that even the smallest consistent actions can lead to profound transformations. What is the relationship between consciousness and the physical universe? Are we living in a simulation? What are the ethical implications of advanced technologies that can manipulate our minds? These questions beckon us forward, inviting us to continue exploring the nature of reality and consciousness. Widespread awakening holds immense potential for societal transformation, creating a more just, equitable, and sustainable world. Imagine a future where individuals are empowered to create their own realities, living in harmony with each other and with the planet. Share your experiences with breaking down reality walls in the comments section. Connect with others on a similar journey, offering support and sharing insights. In future videos, we will explore specific techniques for lucid dreaming and delve deeper into the connection between quantum physics and spirituality. The universe is a vast and mysterious place, and we are all explorers on a journey of discovery. Embrace the mystery, question everything, and create the reality you desire.